So y'all want us to believe that most of the men that approach y'all, when y'all reject them, they have turned to a threat. Not some, not a lot, but most. No, we don't believe you. And if that's the case, go get bodyguards. Cause it's like, it gets to a point, y'all just make the conversation so dishonest. Like, how can we talk to y'all? They're not gonna just keep it a buck. And most of y'all not even that fine to be dealing with that shit. So what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, y'all, they're not talking about real life. Y'all talking about some fantasy world, my nigga. Let me know when y'all want to have a genuine conversation, because I'll be back for that.
Tiara Poyu was a 22-year-old St. John's University college student who was shot in the face at point-blank range by a man who she rejected after he began dancing on her during the annual Jouvert Festival in Brooklyn, New York. Janice Talton Jackson was a 29-year-old Pittsburgh woman who was fatally shot by a stranger from a local bar after she repeatedly rejected his sexual advances. Cherika Adams was a 24-year-old North Carolina college student who was murdered by a hitman while 8 months pregnant with her first child. Police later determined that her boyfriend, NFL star Ray Caruth, had hired the hitman to kill Cherika after she refused to abort their baby. Jessica Hampton was a 25-year-old mother of one who was fatally stabbed by her ex-boyfriend while riding a Chicago subway. The two had reportedly had a domestic dispute that turned violent before the fatal accident. Mary Spears was a 27-year-old Detroit woman who was shot to death by a stranger after she refused to give him her phone number. I do not want to mess up her name, but she was a 28-year-old woman from Cape Town, South Africa, who was fatally shot by her boyfriend after turning down his marriage proposal. Nova Henry was a 24-year-old woman murdered by her former lover and lawyer. The man fatally shot Henry along with her 10-month-old daughter after she relieved him as her lawyer and took out a restraining order against him for allegedly threatening her. Lavina Johnson was a 19-year-old soldier in the United States Army who was brutally beaten to death and raped by unknown assailants. Her death was sadly ruled a suicide by the Army despite her body being found with black eye, loose teeth, broken nose, and burnt genitals. April Jace was the 40-year-old wife of actor Michael Jace, who shot her to death over suspicion she was having an affair after she told him he wanted a divorce. Julia Martin was a beloved 27-year-old daughter and sister who was brutally stabbed to death by her ex-boyfriend when she allowed him to come to her apartment so she could return the engagement ring he gave her. These beautiful twin girls, 19 years old last year, one of them passed away in their sister's arms because the dude that tried to holler at them at the bodega was upset that they rejected his advances. Now, according to the United Nations Department on Drugs and Crime, which lets you know that this is something that's happening around the world to women, 34% are made past tense by intimate partners, 24% by other family members, and 42% by perpetrators outside the family. It's 42%. And the way that I know that you have the brain of a 12-year-old is because you really think it's about looks. When it's about a predator, it's about control. It ain't got nothing to do with looks. Actually dishonest. And that simple Google search would have saved you the embarrassment of looking the opposite of fast on this app.
Now I gotta make sure I tread lightly on here because I don't want to anger. I don't want to anger women, and cause it is dangerous for y'all. Let's we be real. The world is dangerous for women, and yes, black women, especially if the person that does approach you is not of culture or feel like he can get away with whatever the fuck he wants. Yes, it is dangerous for y'all. So I want to realize, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was supposed to look up this stat. I was supposed to look up the stat of how many times that this really does happen, so we can at least get to a number. But if we're going by the girls' number, it's 42%. So if that count is most, you can basically say almost half. I was like, what is your definition of most? And to me, the definition of most is above 50%. So it's about half, which is still bad. So, because the guy was like, here's the thing, he never said, and I'm not defending him, but I'm just going by what was said during the thing, or at least in the stitches to because the woman is absolutely right. He should have Googled that, or if he knew what to Google, he should have Googled it. Now, because I'm pretty sure that shit is high, because if there's only two genders, men is going to run that gender. So it's one of those, to me, it's one of those no shit categories. Yes, men is going to run that shit. Men is going to be high. Let's be real. Men, we know this. This is why, when stats like these come out, I go, no shit. Especially if you believe there's only two genders. And unfortunately, when shit like this happen, there are only two genders. Come to think of it, there ain't no 27 genders when this happens. So you say, what gender is it? Is it male, female, or furries, non-binaries? You don't know who is. Are these straight men or these you don't care? It's just men and women. But that's another story. And again, I'm trying to tread carefully, and I'm not because I don't disembark with what she said, because her bringing it up is one of those things where he never said he never said that it doesn't happen. For you, and I'm sorry for all those girls, especially those black women that happen in black men. I'm really sorry, but he never said it doesn't. So you bring that up doesn't matter. He never said it doesn't bring it up, because I'm pretty sure he said it does happen. I can tell you stories of black women being scared for their life because someone don't know how to act. It's like my little sister. I've told the story about my little sister going through it, and what we had to deal with it. Luckily, she had a family that gave a fuck and protected her. Others don't. I do understand that most people do not have family or someone to look for to protect them. Sometimes you are out here by yourself, especially as a black woman. But that doesn't negate the fact that men. I'm not saying this is not those men go through it too, and I don't want people just to feel sorry for men. It's not that men, because I say it all the time. You say the world is dangerous for you black women. My answer is always no shit. It is dangerous for us too. It is dangerous for men too. And it's not the fact that we don't think about it. We do. You don't think we can get raped? It's not going to happen. We also understand it's not going to happen as much as the women do, which is why we want to protect the women. Which is why even if we have daughters, or at least we have significant others, we don't want you going down dangerous streets. We know, especially if we fuck with y'all, the one thing we want to do is protect you. The first thing a man wants to do is protect the woman that they like. Whether it's consensual or non-consensual, whether you want to fuck them, whether you not fuck them, whether they just cool. Hey, or you just being a big homie. Men want to protect the woman they're beside. We don't want you to be out there, especially if we like you. Alright? You're I want that to be clear, because this is why, when we say, let's just say your outfit's a little revealing. Do you really want to go down Martin Luther King Avenue, where, they be gang banging, raping, killing, all that? You want to go down that outfit? You want to do that? Yes, I understand. Yes, I do understand that most of the rape incidents happens with people and it's happened in-house. I understand those stats. Yes, those stats happen more often than the proverbial boogeyman, but we still know that the proverbial boogeyman is out there. We do know that, especially if you're loaded, and I mean ass fat, titties nice and perky, and you got a body of a goddess. Got the body of a goddess. I'm supposed to take this serious, I'm sorry. But if you were just IG baddie walking the street, it's just do you really want to go down there looking like that? It's just because I don't want you to get attention. Yes, the stats may show that it does happen most in the house, but men know that if you wear that, niggas is going to look at you. You know the type of attention you want to get. So that's why men will be like, do you really want to go out like that? Are you sure? Alright. And then when someone say, oh, someone grabbed my ass, we're going to be like, gee, I wonder why. Again, this is not I don't want this to be an argument, because I know some of y'all would try to take this as a proverbial argument, but I want this to take this as an understanding, because the young boy need to understand. This is why, when stuff like this happen, I just be like, yeah, it's fucked up, but this is where my question comes from. Do y'all really listen to men when we talk about shit like this? And now, here's the thing. Now, me personally, I am a victim of the why. Let's say, two girls got, let's just say 2 random black chicks got murdered. Right? Now, most of y'all just focus on the ending. And I was and I'm going to be like, what the fuck happened? What do you mean, what the fuck happened? And a lot of y'all get mad when I ask questions like, so, well, how did it get to this point? But they leave me. How did it get to the point? They're dead. It's like it does matter. Because maybe we can counteract those options. Let's say they not even getting murdered. They just nigga just punch them in the eye or some shit like that. I don't want to go as far as murders, but it was just like, let's say he punches the woman in the eye, and but if you would have walked up to, if you would have asked people what the fuck happened, let's just say the dude was cordial. He was nice. He was cordial. He was respectful. And, he did everything like you're supposed to do. You supposed to gave you your space and all that other stuff. And the woman just goes out and berates the fuck out of him. Because I've seen you women do it too. It's happened to me too. Where it's just like, I don't even get it. It's just like, I'm walking, like, when I was young, and this is not even what I was trying to holler at girls. Sometimes I just walk away and mind my business. And girl go, hey boy. Like, they don't even know me. Hey boy, this girl want to holler at you. She go, no. No, I ain't trying to holler at him. He ugly. It was like, God damn. It's like, what the fuck did I do? It's just like, you just, like, y'all still do that. Even to y'all big ages. I've seen it happen to these in the 30s and the 40s. Why is this nigga talking to me? Why is this nigga? Y'all never admit to doing that. It's just like, and I tell you, y'all don't, and this is when I realized, like, y'all don't really know what type of shit y'all be saying out your mouth to get yourself punched in the mouth. Which is why I be saying shit something like, I've said this all the time about some of you women's behavior, is that sometimes y'all don't, like, when men joke, we joke. But we understand we're in a joking matter. But some of y'all women, when y'all joke or quote to joke, this is where y'all gonna hate me too. It's just like, that shit is just like, that's why your mama dead. Like, the whole, like, so one of my favorite joint is this. That's why your shoes ran over. That's why your mama dead. It's like, y'all go to low blows to where it's just like, like, fuck your daddy or some shit like that. When y'all be insulting each other or trying to joke, y'all go to those realms. Men don't really go that far because it's just like, I don't know. This is just like we'll look at something that everybody can laugh at. It's like, and if we'll go there, we'll go there. But most of the time, men is just shit. It's lighthearted, and you can see the lightheartedness and shit. This is why, like, most dudes, like, when we crack on each other, but we also, like, in the cracking each other, we like, I'm just playing big dog. You're like, it's like, like, we make sure that you just, I like you, cause men knows like, when we fuck with you, that's how you know we like you. Like, especially if they start cracking jokes on you or some shit like that. That's the easiest way to know, like, I fucks with you, big dog. So men understand that. It's usually that camaraderie, and usually we say that shit too. Now, and even then, like, that's why I say I'm the victim of Kawhi. So, like, she berates him, and like she probably said something that's probably sensitive that let's just say his mom, he had to bury his mom. It was like, I bet your mom. And she said something about his mom, not knowing that he had to bury his mom. And then he just, like, blacks out, punches her in the fucking eye. Now, he's in the wrong. He is in the wrong because he, but at the same time, he just buried his mom and some shit like that. And you're like, damn, why the fuck you punch her in the eye like that? Nigga had to bury his mom last week. So she said something about his mom, shit triggered in his fucking head. Next thing you know, bow, right in the fucking eye. Again, dude is wrong because he put his hands on her. I'm not saying that. Mostly, even then with the, like, dude, like, the first thing we do is hold the dude back because we know, like, the dude might, and everybody's like, why are you holding the dude back? Because if he might kill the bitch. Excuse me, sorry, didn't mean to use the word bitch. I'm sorry, but he might end up killing the girl, killing the woman. That's why we hold the dude back. We restrain the dude because if he had his way, and if he would lose control, he might. Until he snaps back to reality, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Like, you hear dudes be, hey, bro, yo, that's a female. Don't do it. And then sometimes y'all women make it worse when y'all like. y'all want to like at least go back and try to hit the nigga because. And at that point, I do understand, but it's just like, yo, don't make it worse. Go so you just got punched in the eye. Go, you're like black women. Y'all do not know how to play the victim. Y'all really don't. Y'all want y'all lick back. And I'm not saying like white women they'll use other men to beat up men, or they'll play the victim, they'll cry, they'll use the police. They're like, that's why they're called Karens. Black women, oh no, this nigga done hit me, oh no, that nigga, like, you're getting your hit back, or he's getting. That's not the end of it. I'm not just even saying this to separate the black women from the white women, but I've seen that mostly happen. When most women, they get punched in the eye, they'll cry. They'll use other men to go beat up the guy, and that's their set. Women, they want to fuck you up themselves, especially even if they get other men to like fuck you up, they're still going to get their shit in too. They're going to at least punch you at least once or twice. Don't you ever put your motherfucking hands on me? Don't you ever put your hands on me? Say I'm lying. But again, this is not to bash black women. I'm not here to bash black women, but I'm here to have a question. Do y'all care about the men's plight, or is it just all about y'all? Because, and the reason why I asked this question is because y'all don't ever take the warnings that some of the men go. Like sometimes, like even us men, like we are aware of our environments. Yes, we probably, the last thing on our minds is probably being raped, but the first thing on our minds is being killed. Like I said, like just because one thing is not major to us does not make your. I personally don't believe this. It's just like, because everybody say, oh, you have to deal with racism and sexism and some shit like that. I personally that doesn't make your life worse. It's like, I still got to worry about being killed. I still got to worry about, as a man, I still got to worry about doing my duties. It's like, as a woman, you got to worry about doing your duties. It's like, we all have our trials and tribulations. I don't think one is worse than the others. It's just one is, you have yours, I have mine. I don't believe in this pissing contest, because a lot of people just, oh, women have it worse than men. And sometimes men, we could say we have it worse than women sometimes. Me, I was like, well, we both have it bad, so why not bring that trauma into other people's worlds? That's always been my thing. It's just, I don't care how, like, I care enough for me to say this world is dangerous. Imagine what the women go through. I've said this plenty of times. This world is dangerous for us. And if it's dangerous for us, it's just as dangerous or even more dangerous to the women. So that's why men protect women. That's why there are laws from men to protect women. That's why you have sometimes when they say, yeah, get a man to protect you, because, and I know y'all gonna blame patriarchy for this, but it's also like, because like, if you get a nigga to fuck with that looks unfuckwittable, then you're going to feel safe. A woman has to feel safe in her environment, which is why, like, women like 4'11" get with a nigga like 6 foot. Why? Because she feels safe. She may be attracted to 6 foot niggas, but most likely she'll date that nigga because she feels safe. Because if you're dating someone that look like Brock Lesnar, not a lot of people are gonna fuck with you. Yeah, you're gonna get some people that's gonna try you, but most people you see Brock Lesnar like 6'5", or like 6'5" muscles, right? All swole up. It like look like he just got done whipping ass. You gonna think twice. Same thing with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson 5'9" though. Mike Tyson walking. You think you gonna fight Mike Tyson? No, you gonna think about it. Mike Tyson, he knew that. That's why, like, when he walked around, like, people fucked with him, but he also knew people feared him too. And which is why I tell you, that's why he was the baddest man on the planet. He's like, he's still Mike. Yeah, he's nice. He cool to be with. But don't forget, that nigga is a world heavyweight champion boxer that will knock you out in less than 30 seconds. That is still Mike. Now, like stuff like this, like you do to the black brother, yeah. Cause I don't know what his obviously I don't know what his TikTok is, and I don't be on TikTok to know much about his content. And the woman kind of like got rid of it, didn't really want to show his TikTok, so. But he is definitely, I'd have told that brother, yeah, you probably would have done your Googles before, or at least search it up, because this is one of those things you can't win. And even if you don't think most of it would happen, it's at least half. It is at least half. And yes, there are like I said, I know instances where black women like lose their life because someone don't know how to confront them, and that's more or less of a culture thing. I don't think it's the patriarchy per se, but it's how most motherfuckers are raised. Why are they raised with so much emotion? Now, again, most men, and I say this all the time, like when you go and holler at them. Most men, if we see you get turned down, we're pep talking you. We're not going to. We'll say, "Don't worry about her." And at least this is the circle I've been around. Don't worry about her. Plenty of women in the sea. And even some of the shit I've seen, it's just like it's never like nigga no. Yeah, just because she say no doesn't mean yes. It's like nigga, fuck that bitch. Again, sorry for using the word bitches, but you know these are some of the conversations I've had. It's not like nigga, she wants you. Don't let that shit fool you. No. She said no. Nah, fuck that bitch. Go fucking holler at somebody else. There's other women in the sea. You don't need to be her. She ain't all that anyway. Again, attractive. Now, cause she. And which is, I did want to speak on that too before I go, because she was like, it's about control. It's not about attractiveness. I said. Some of it is about attractiveness. Now, you're right. It is about control, but majority of it is attractiveness sometimes. It is about attractiveness, which is why, like, I'll give you a perfect example. When Bill Cosby was having his allegations and they asked Damon Wayans, he's like, do you think Bill Cosby did it? And Damon Wayans said no, because most of those women are not rape quality or not rapeable. Now, like, he got a lot of backlash for it, but I'm gonna be honest with you, and a lot of men is not going to admit this, and a lot of men is not going to say this, even if they leave a comment, they're not going to say this out front, but they were thinking this. It was like, I don't think he raped those women. Sometimes it's like, even the one where I think Isaiah Thomas had like a sexual harassment case, and they looked at the girl, it was like, yeah, her? Like, her? Nah. Y'all see how they do the big girl? She was like high value man, and I do it too. I ain't gonna hold you. She's like high value man, and she got like in her natural face, she looked like she got a mustache, and like black and like big girl. She looked like she got a mustache around her black face and all that other stuff with her natural look, and like Deuce is just like. Bitch, ain't no high value man looking for you and all that other stuff. Yes, I said it's fucked up. It is fucked up. We looking at you because it's just like, that's who you going for? Nigga, up your standards. Because we'll be the first person to tell you, up your standards. And I understand sometimes it's not about attractiveness. It is about control. And it's about, it is about control. It's like, man, dominate. It's like, you should be with me. It's more or less of an ego thing. Yes, I understand. But you are missing the part that, yes, sometimes it is about attractiveness. That's why, like, most people, when we hear and we look at the girl, hell, sometimes, and this is fucked up as well. I'm not agreeing with it, but it is fucked up. With some dudes, it just like, they don't believe you because she ugly. Yeah, it gets to that point. So, in conclusion, brother should have did his Googles. I admit with her. And yeah, she was right to her response is her response. I'm not mad at her response because she did what she was supposed to do. She did bring up facts, she bring up stats, she bring up stories. That's what she's supposed to do. But also, you like most of us, I feel like the education. Okay, you tell us to get education. Okay, and this is where I want to end this. Getting the education is one thing. What are we doing to change the culture? Because I feel like and to me, I've been saying this for a long time, and this is the one I want. If anything, if y'all listen to this whole thing, this is what I really want to harp on. What are we doing to change the culture? Because there's a lot of things that we're not cool with, and yet we're not doing anything to change the culture, or like we're afraid to change the culture because anytime when someone does that, someone dies. And I feel like that's where the fear comes from. So what are we doing to change the culture? And like some dudes is just like cause like most of the people they do this is most of the dudes. It's just like, damn, I really can't find me a joint out here, and they get real emotional to it where it's just like it lashes out. They can't take. They took so many no's that it's like, God damn. But again, what are we doing to change the culture? I hope this comes out well enough that I'm not putting the blame on nobody. I'm not putting the blame on black women. I'm not putting the blame on black men. I'm just looking, and I want to know. Now I'm at the point to where we have to change some things to happen, because like those stories you think, and I say this all the time, because when you bring up those stories about the black men that gets murdered by those black men, black women that gets murdered by black men because like they turned them down. Even though I'm a victim of a why, and I want to know the context before that, I always want to know the context before that. Because sometimes the women can go off in the mouth and say, "Oh boy, you ugly." Does that justify her being killed? No. But like as a context of why, it's like I can feel like, okay, we could get to those reasons, and we can like maybe change the culture to how we approach things. And that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think. Till then, my name is Oskino Falai, and I'm out. Peace.